Okay, we're gonna do some flying here and we're gonna test this out. So I'm using the VR headset and we'll go from there. Okay guys, we are gonna head into career mode here and we are going to do a fire mission. Let's see here, let it load up here. Let's go to missions. I'm on freelance, and let's go find a fire to put out. I'm gonna go pick a fire over where my airplane is, so I don't have to spend as much money to move it. Any of these will be fine. I don't really care. Let's see here. All right. It's gonna cost $5,000 to move my aircraft there. Oof. How expensive. There we go. Mission's loaded. I gotta get faster internet. This is bad. Just, okay. Load this. Load that up. It looks like it needs a wash. Let's manage aircraft. Wash it. 2 hours, probably fine. I'll check the fuel. Fuel's gonna be fine. Alright, let's go fly. Alright, so we're gonna get in the aircraft. Start her up, make sure my throttle's down. Everything's good. E-brake is on. Alright, let's start it.
It's all on you, team.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open and fly safe. Could be a challenge.
I'm not going to follow it all the way down there and back. I don't know why they want me to do that. I'm just going to go over there. To me, it's kind of silly.
We count on you, not stopping till it's done right. Your task is to work on site until the fire is 100% controlled. Time's critical. Let's move.
Okay. Now, so we're heading out. Take the parking brake off. And throttle up.
Foxtrot Lima 59er.
Taxi over out that way. Watch out for the car. What are you doing, buddy? Move. Do your thing. Not Bart. He needs to go learn, take some driving lessons, I think. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Slow down. Apparently, this aircraft, the Air Tractor, has the biggest, or is the biggest single-engine plane in the world. So I'm just going to move forward a little bit more. Put the brakes on, announce that we're heading to the runway. Oh, we're getting a little lock up here.
Traffic. November 45 tree
Hopefully it stops.
Taking off runway tree 2.
There we go.
Departure to north. Foxtrot Lima 59er.
Entering the runway. Okay, so with this aircraft, it's, I don't know what kind of engine it has in it. I think it's a jet engine, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be a piston engine, I don't know. But what I do know is that you can over torque it, and you can have issues with your prop speed as well. Over torque that way. So I just given a little bit of prop, and I've just got my brake on, and I'm bringing up the RPM of the engine until we're near yellow, and then I'm just trying to give it as much as I can, and I think we're good now. I'm gonna just let her rip. There we go, down the runway. Oh, I need flaps. I didn't put my flaps down, so I'm putting 1 notch of flaps down. Heading down the runway here. About 70 knots. Is like it's already wanting to take off, so we'll just take off. Leave the flaps in for a little bit here, get some airspeed up, and then I got to do the my landing gear. Flaps up. I want to give it some more prop. Oh, we're locking up again. That's not good. That's twice now. I don't know why it's doing that. It might be because I do have the game settings on ultra, so there might be an issue. And I also am running wirelessly to my headset and sending an NDI file to record the video to my laptop over the network. So my network is very busy right now. So that might be why it's locking up. I don't know. We'll see. If it does it on the regular, I'm going to definitely have to figure out a better way to do this. But we'll try it for now. So we're heading up over to the fire there. Gotta fly over there. You can see it says fire over that way. Black clouds over that way. So yeah, we don't need no disasters. We'll do our best. We'll do our best to put out the fire. I'm gonna try and do it in one shot. Usually I can. You just dive bomb the fire, basically full flaps, and then just frickin' dive bomb the fire, and you can put it out in one go. And this thing will fly. I've got it up to about 145 knots. It doesn't seem to want to go faster than that, really, but I don't. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't even, like, you can see there the airspeed indicator. You don't really want to go past 140 knots anyways. Start getting into the yellow there. So we'll just fly over to this fire here. We'll look over the landscape. It's pretty cool. You can see the exhaust heat waves coming off the aircraft. I think that's pretty cool. So we're flying 140 knots almost, 138 knots. Everything looks good. Everything's in the green as far as the engine goes. It is looking pretty cloudy out. Hopefully we can get this fire out in one go. We don't want it to spread, you know. Every minute that it takes me to get there, it has the potential of growing too. So for flying hardware, I'm using a Velocity 1 yoke without its original throttle quadrant, and I'm using a Honeycomb Bravo throttle quadrant for my throttle quadrant. Can already say that word. The reason why I went to the Honeycomb throttle quadrant is because I actually bumped I had my yoke and throttle quadrant on the floor, and I kicked it with my foot and messed up the throttle quadrant on the Velocity 1. I'm not really 100% happy with the Velocity 1. In fact, I wouldn't recommend buying it. If somebody asked me if they should buy it, I would say no. It's just low quality for the amount of money. I paid it's like $420 altogether to my door. I had it shipped off at Amazon. I think it was $420 to my door, and I mean, it's just plastic. It's just junk. The honeycomb products, though, I really do like them. They're plastic as well, but they're a higher grade. They're designed to last, and they also feel very realistic. They have nice tension in the levers and all that kind of stuff, and you can set it up for general aviation aircraft, like this aircraft, or you can set it up for like jets and stuff for passenger jets, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm not good enough to fly passenger jets. I haven't even attempted it yet. It's a big learning curve for that, so I kind of like doing these missions, and doing the flying people around missions and stuff like that, like just your general aviation. I enjoy the visual flight rules. IFR gets a little bit too complicated for my taste. Not something I really want to. I don't know, like the amount of math that goes into IFR. IFR is instrument flying rules, and then VFR is a visual flight rules. So visual is a lot easier. You can see your horizon. You can see what the plane is doing, all that kind of stuff. The only thing is that if you go into a cloud or something like that, then you better know how to use your instruments, because you'll get disoriented very quickly. Of course, that's more in real life than in a game, but same thing. I mean, not exactly, I guess, but anyways, coming up here to the fire, I'm doing 137 knots. I usually just fly straight, right through to the corridor, the end of the markers here at full speed, basically. Maybe I'll start slowing down on the last one there, like on the last couple there, and then once I get my airspeed down to 100 minus, lower than 120 knots, then I'll throw in full flaps and then just dive basically for the fire, and then open up the doors, the tank doors there, right as I'm getting over the smoke, and generally I get the fire out on the first go. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now we've lost those. Now I'm going to slow right down, bringing my throttle back. I don't want to bring it all the way back, because it'll go into it doesn't know what it's doing with the torque. So I'm just waiting for airspeed to drop. Full flaps. You can see the flaps going down there. So we're in full flaps. We're losing lots of airspeed, and then I'm putting in the throttle again, and then I'm just diving for the fire. So full flaps. I don't know what my engine RPM is at right now, but basically I just want to try to keep it all in the green. It doesn't matter if it's in the white, but it does matter if it's in the yellow and red. So, and then I'm also watching my airspeed right there, at 110 knots. So just trying to come in nice and right over the fire, 110 knots. I'm going to pull the throttle back just a little bit, because we're starting to get a little fast. I just want it to be right around 110 knots. Getting in close to the fire, getting in close to the fire, getting in close to the fire, dive bombing, and then pulling up. That was a close one. Hopefully that put the fire out. I don't know if it did. That was really close. Yeah, it put the fire out. So I'm just putting my flaps up. Putting the flaps up, turning around, trying to get some airspeed here. Waiting for my little markers to come back so I can head back. I mean, I can follow the your little map there with the stuff there, but it also is easy to follow those things. So then we just get back up in the air and head back. Oh, so now I got an engine over torque, so that means I got to bring back my throttle a little bit. Too much throttle. We don't want that to happen. Now I'm going to probably have to do some repairs on this aircraft, just because I over torqued the motor there. And you lose points every time you over torque it as well, so you don't want to over torque it. But came out of that a little bit too much RPM, or too much throttle. And we're moving along here at 125 knots. Full flap. Our flaps are fully up, and just enjoying the view. Look at how beautiful it is out there, man. All the beauty. Can even look outside, watch the aircraft from the outside. I don't like flying it this way. To me, it's a little bit like awkward. I don't know. Like I just can't really totally tell if the aircraft is level. I kind of can tell, but it's not bad. You can still look around out here, and you can see all of your stats and everything as well. In the VR headset, tells you everything that you need to know. Very nice. It's very, very nice. So, yeah, see how we climbed up a whole bunch while we were out there? I have a hard time seeing if the aircraft is level from the outside. So, I like to fly from inside. Gives you better references. You can see outside there too. You can see all the stuff for, like, all of that front there. A large portion of that is the tank for where your water goes. So this aircraft is used for firefighting as well as agricultural spraying. So for the spraying, they have spray set up on the wings, and then you go and like put the pesticide and stuff on the fields. I can do that in this game. I just don't do it very often. I guess I like doing the firefighting stuff the most. So the spraying is lots of just back and forth, and you have to be efficient. Otherwise, like, it just takes quite a while. Black clouds out there making everything dark on the ground over here. Sure is nice out though. All right. I wonder if it's gonna rain over there. Looks like it's wanting to rain over there. I can't tell which direction the wind is going. I don't feel it very much. I think it's pretty calm winds. When it gets really going, like, the aircraft starts to really move, like hop. Alright, we're going to announce that our position here.
Foxtrot Lima 59er traffic. November 45330, 6 miles northeast, 1800, inbound to land. Runway tree 2. Foxtrot Lima 59er.
I'm curious as to what that is way over there, all the lines and stuff. This is the, like, I don't know, Florida or something in the U.S. I'm not 100% sure. It's on the eastern, like, southern part of the United States. So I'm from Canada. I don't know the U.S. very well. I mean, I don't even know Canada very well. I know enough. I know enough to get where I need to go. Is that a road, or is that, like, must be water? Maybe it's like a water thing, a creek or something, a river. I don't know. Might be a road. I don't think it is though. I wonder what some of these things are. Like, this is all based in real life, so I'm curious as to what some of these things are. Maybe they're building, like, places for people to build where there's near water or something. I will put my gear down, usually kind of closer to the airport. It does create drag, and I fly basically as fast as I can until I get to where I have to start configuring for landing, and then I'll start slowing down. But, like, I fly through all of this, turn, go through, and then turn, and then come down in for a landing. So, like, I'll get to the end of this, make that turn, and then I'll start configuring the aircraft for landing. I don't know if that's correct. I'm not a pilot, so if I get any pilots in here saying, oh, you're doing it wrong, well, probably. You're probably right. I don't know very much. I just know enough to make things happen. So, and hopefully, you know, I don't crash or do damage. That's right, you know. Apparently this engine can put out 4,000 pounds of torque. Foot-pounds of torque. To me, that's just insane. That's a lot of torque. I think a semi-truck is like 1,500 pounds of torque at the axle. Alright, I'm going to bring the throttle back just a touch, just to start slowing down. Not a whole lot. Still want to... I still have to make this corner, this turn. So our torque is way down, our RPM is still up. Making this turn here. It's our airspeed, 127 is our airspeed, okay. And I'm using a little bit of rudder just because it really does not want to turn. So, using a bit of rudder to bring it around. Probably drop, as soon as I get around this corner here, I'll drop the landing gear. So let's get around this corner. Make this bank. Okay, and straighten her out. I'm going to drop the landing gear. Landing gear down. Give us some more throttle. We're losing airspeed. I like to keep it up around at least 100 knots. Until I'm getting kind of close. I'll put my flaps down as well, kind of more over there. Just getting the aircraft kind of set up for landing here. I'm not super great at landing this thing. I mean, I can land it and everything. It's not a super smooth landing like the professionals do. But I can get it onto the ground. And I don't think they grade your landing in this one, so. As long as you don't have any excursions on the airfield, you're fine. Alright, so I'm gonna bring the flaps in here. Keep touching the microphone because it's like where my throttle quadrant is. I gotta move it around. I'll readjust things, make this a bit better. I just haven't bothered yet. This is kind of a test run, make sure everything kind of works. So one set of flaps, still coming into 105 knots. I'll drop the rest of the flaps here once I start coming around this, once I get around this corner here and start slowing the aircraft down. This aircraft slows down pretty fast. It's got a lot of drag, I guess. So bringing the throttle back. And second set of flaps. So I think this only has 2-stage flaps. One, so 30% flaps. And that's all it has. Then we just bring it in. Like, you have to bring the nose down on this aircraft a lot because it wants to climb. Like it, and I'm not really sure if it's just because of the way it's shaped and that the wind just hits it in a certain way, so it makes it kind of want to climb, or if it's designed like that. I don't really know. like if it was an intentional design or a design flaw. But anyways, we're coming in for final here. And then once I get closer, I'll start throttling back. I'm just trying to...
Foxtrot Lima 59er traffic.
In fact, I'm going to throttle back now a little bit.
Is on final. Runway tree 2 to land. Foxtrot Lima 59er.
So yeah, we're doing 78 knots. So I want to keep it up in the 70s before I get too close to the airport. I'll try to touch it down at about 65 knots, I guess. I don't know. That's where I think that's where I try to put it down at. So I'm dropping the throttle right down here now. And 75 knots. I might put some in again a little bit. It drops so fast. You can feel it wanting to fall out of the air, so. And then we just drop our throttle back and let her settle in. There's the wheels down. Let it settle in. There we go. It's probably one of my best landings, to be honest. Alright, I'm going to bring it to a stop. If you leave the airport or the runway, it'll ding you. So I'm just going to put left brake in, give it a bunch of throttle to turn the aircraft around. So I'm just using left brake and full rudder. And then as soon as I get turned around here, then I'll just walk down or run down the runway this way. Put my flaps back into normal position here. And take the throttle right out. So we're moving pretty quick. And we don't want to move that fast because if you're taxiing and you do like above 30 knots taxiing, it's like, and it gives you warnings. So and then we're going over here to hold short, and then we'll tell them, hey, we're holding short, where do we go now? Well, you can tell where we go. There you go. So let's do that. Hold short. Announce it.
Lima 59er traffic.
Grab some throttle.
330 is taxiing to parking. Foxtrot Lima 59er.
And then I'm not going to do their whole freaking run down there and back thing. I don't give a crap. What I will do, though, is just try to turn the aircraft around and then use reverse. Now, I've found that the reverse doesn't work very well, and it might be just that I don't know how to use it, and that's very possible. I'm not an expert pilot by any stretch. So, no, we're just, yeah, so I'm going to put it in reverse. And hope that it backs up. Yeah, see, so it's in full reverse, but it doesn't want to do it. Yeah, it's annoying. I don't know why it doesn't want to back up. Brakes are off, everything. So, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do it. You can see the throttle is in reverse. Brakes are off. I maybe just don't know what I'm doing. It's very possible that I just don't know what I'm doing. So what I'll do is, since it doesn't want to back up, see, so it'll move forward. So what I'll do is I'll just do that. Wow, she's moving. Brakes, full brakes. And then I'll just bring it in this way. I know that I would rather back it in, but it doesn't want to do it, and I don't know how to change that. Maybe one of you guys know. So
The joy of a mission completed.
there we go, and then we put our
Grateful for what you did today.
brakes on and turn the engine off. Boom, choo-choo. And that's that. Let's see what kind of score we got. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not a very good one, but that's okay. We got the job done. It's a score of some sort. Oh, 100%. 86, one engine over torque, so I'll get probably 90% or 85%. Oh, 95%. And we got up into the super, I guess. I'm assuming that's what that is, so good enough for me. There you go. That is one for the books. And then let's see here what we got for some change. 203 credit. And a nice jump on my reputation score. There you go. And a bunch of percent on my level. 131. There you go. And that's that. That is that.